And we are back, the Backlog Gamer. I am on my way to completing Alan Wake. I am blitzing through this. The episodes are happening so fast now, at the point where I'm not even realizing that 15 minutes have gone by. These action pieces have been really exciting. I've been enjoying it. It's been kind of challenging. Like, I've been getting by really easily in a lot of them, it looks like, but a lot of it is like quick reflexes, really fast-paced reactions, and they like, the Dark Presence is literally throwing everything that they have behind them to stop me from getting to Cauldron Lake, as I use the clicker somehow to save Alice, my wife, and I can check mark this game off my backlog, with a little bit of a side note that there is more DLC to be taken care of, which I will revisit eventually. But at this point, I don't know what that was. What was that? I didn't mean to throw that flashbang. That kind of sucks. Come on, get to that, 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 get to that. Got it. Haha, suckers. Not gonna waste any ammo on you. Get that checkpoint up and running. Oh, I saw something over here. Something flashed. I guess not. So where to now? This way. I believe there's a... Is that a fire? What's going on over there? Oh, one of the fast ones, huh? Interesting. Go on, flare, flare! Haha! Cool! Achievement! I'm surprised I haven't gotten that before, unless that achievement is specifically concerning the shotgun. I've certainly killed 2 people in one shot before. More than that, with flashbangs and flare guns. Oh no, that was him. That was the fast one. He needs to die. Sure! Run, run, run! Run! No! Ah! Wanted to get him caught in that explosion. Oh, that sucked. Okay, this part's getting pretty hard because it's hard to know from what angle they're all going to be coming at me from. There's a lot of trees, which means a lot of ways for them to sneak up on me, and that fast jerk is ticking me off. If I can find some way to get him out early, I would love to take it. Wait for him to get close to me. Kind of ignore him a little bit. Wait for him to try and attack me. Yes! Ha ha! Gotcha, you jerk. Just as planned. Yes. Hey! Hey! You have lights flashing in your eyes, guys. Alright. And a boat. Another one. Sorry, I got another flare. Wait for him to get close. Wait for him to think. No, that wasn't him. I think he's over here. Right there. No! Oh, I got him, though! Awesome. I'm surprised I got him. Oh, boy. Keep the flares on hand. Oh, terrific. Whoa! What was that? No, no, no. Flare! Use the flare! No! Use the flare! Jeez! What was that all about? Alan? Would you like to tell me what that was all about? God, what's wrong with you? I think what was happening is I didn't hit B to stop trying to use the generator, and the enemy walked up and hit me, and so Alan was trying to automatically run back to the generator to turn it on, rather than just ignoring it and not being attached to it anymore. Because that was nonsense. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. That was a little tense. Any enemies? Anything? No? That's surprising. This seems like the perfect place for an ambush. Ow! Okay, well, we got these stupid things. Huh. Is that fire I saw from a long distance? No, because it's like right there now. Wonder what that was. Must have just been a fire like this. Just seen at a distance. The darkness. Where's her face? Yes, we get it. That we've known that for a while now. Thank you for the plot twist. Oh, no. Again, I'm hitting A to pick up things. Derp. And perhaps that's something too, like in the game I'm talking about, where they're realizing it's a video game. Perhaps when you make a choice like that, when you hit the wrong button or you're just running into a wall, the character will even make a mention like, "What am I doing?" or something like that. I think there's a lot of potential there. I mean, you gotta, when you do things that are meta, you gotta do it in a way that doesn't seem like too bad. Like, Wreck-It Ralph did a good job with that. It did a good job of pulling a lot of references, but doing something to make it its own. And I think that with this video game in mind, getting that balance is going to be very important. This game that doesn't exist. You're red. You need to be green. There's got to be power that I have to get to somehow, I think. Ah, it's probably that. Which will probably start an ambush. Flare gun ammo again. I have a lot now. Well, good. Oh my. Ha! You want some even after watching this entire massacre that I've launched upon you and your friends, and you still want some of me? Why? Why would you want that? Answer me! Jerk. Can't stop me. Seriously. I feel awesome right now. Alright, over here. Does anybody else want to try? I mean, I could do this all day, guys. No? No other takers? You sure? Because I have a lot of bullets and a lot of batteries. Alright. Boy, this is taking forever. Oh, imagine that. The light went out.
After Zane had gone, I stood alone in the shifting dream that was the dark place. I had to find a way to the cabin. I'd written myself a way through this place in the manuscript. I followed the idea of a path. I'd written myself across the ocean that blocked my way, and with that, there was a bridge to the island beyond. The idea of the cabin flickered in the underwater darkness. I willed the cabin to be real, and it was.
You know, I like the narration on this too, because like that gave explanation for something that if it just happened, a lot of people would be like, wait a second, why did the cabin disappear? Why did it disappear and why did it come back? Without having to give the narration while it's happening, you as the player really? This is the best you got? See, now if you just made everything into flying bullets, that would probably help you, because I hate those. But these guys are nothing. Alright. Insert foot in mouth. Oh, I didn't kill him. I thought I killed him. You know what? I don't have time for this. Well, I do. I technically have a lot of time, but at the same time, I have a lot more flashbangs. Whoa! I was never there.
Do as you're told.
I'll admit, that could have killed me if you waited like 2 seconds. Heh! Flying trucks. Oh no.
Alice never loved you.
Sure. Okay. Man, that is so, like... It happens... Oh. It happens so fast that I'll admit it is jarring. Sure. How am I supposed to destroy the tornado? That didn't do it. May have to get closer.
You can't win.
Sure I can. Alright, this is definitely the right idea. Oh no! 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 Alan, you fool. Okay, alright. Okay. Oh no. Ah! God, that hurt.
You can't win.
Alright, so I have enough flare gun ammo. You sure about that?
It's all you hate.
Oh, she's standing in the middle of it. This might be the last episode. Let's see what happens. Don't leave it. Bring it with you. Don't take the chance. Probably not a good last thought to have.
Shh, baby. You were having a bad dream. It was just another nightmare.
No.
Everything's fine. You're home.
It wasn't a dream.
Everything's fine.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on!
Shh, baby. The power's out. There's no light. Come back to bed and I'll make you forget all about your fear in the dark.
My fear? It's your fear. Why aren't you afraid? You're not Alice. Turn the lights on now. Where's the clicker? What did you do with it?
Alan, you're scaring me now. Come back to bed.
I want those guns.
Taking your
Give those
pills?
guns.
Do you want me to call Dr. Hartman?
Alan, honey, you're still 1 foot in a dream. You're not making any sense. Come back to bed. I read your manuscript. It's brilliant. Departure is your best work yet. You're a genius. I'm so proud of you. Come back to bed. We'll talk more about it in the morning.
Come back to bed, Alan.
Come back to bed, Tom.
Ah!
You must find your way to the cabin. It stands in your way. It won't let you pass. It has no heart. It's filled with darkness. You must fill its heart with light. Don't mind him. He's Mr. Scott. Your friends will meet him when you're gone. Use the clicker.
Well. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Path. Very interesting. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna let this episode keep on rolling. I think I'm coming close to the end, so I think this will be one of those...
What?
I'm leaving you, Alan. I met someone. I'm in love with someone else.
Alice? No, what are you saying? You can't...
You don't love me. How could you? You wouldn't even love yourself. All you do is torture yourself with work you can't do anymore.
No, I love you more than anything in the world. You're my muse.
I'm not.
Who are you? What have you done with my Alice?
Put the light back on! What are you doing, Alan? Stop! Put the light back on!
It wasn't true. Nothing like that had ever happened.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to pick up the phone. It's probably something interesting.
You're not my Barbara.
Tom, let me go. I promise to be good. Please, untie me, you naughty boy. I will help you write your masterpiece. I will love you forever.
No, you're not Barbara Jagger. I made a terrible mistake. I should have never written you back. You came back wrong. Your heart is filled with darkness.
Put that knife away, Thomas! Put it down!
My heart is filled with darkness. I'll cut it out. I'll take you back to the debts you paid back.
definitely intriguing.
Get away from me, you hag! Where am I? Let me go!
Alice! I'm coming!
Your husband refused to do as he was told. All he had to do was write what I wanted him to write. Now it's too late. It's his fault. You'll stay here.
Now you will never get her back. I am much older than you. Older than your first work of art. I will find a new face to wear. Someone else to dream me free.
I could feel Alice's presence close by. I understood what I had to do now. I knew how to write the ending to Departure. There's light and there's darkness. Cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement. But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. That's where Zane had gone wrong. There's a long journey through the night back into the light.
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Huh, for a moment I thought I was gonna keep her dead. Well, that's not creepy.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
Alan, wake up.
Wait, what? Wow, wait, what indeed? Okay, so first things first, right now is post-commentary. Unfortunately, the credits start using a David Bowie song, and there was an instant earlier on when one of the end of the episodes used a licensed song, and the episode got flagged as third-party content, so I had to edit that part out. So I didn't want to have to actually talk with a lot of my confusion going on here when I possibly couldn't even talk at all, because I probably would have to edit it out. But yeah, what the heck? Wow, really weird ending. I do know that there are two pieces of DLC story that I was thinking about possibly waiting to jump right into it, but I think I want to go straight ahead here. I'm a little unsatisfied with that ending. One of the things I wanted to point out is during that whole epilogue there at the end, you see people that were taken by the darkness and who were killed by the darkness are still alive. At least one guy I know, the guy with the orange vest. I think they showed a couple others, but I've killed so many people, it was hard to keep track of them all. So it kind of you see Alice get out of the lake and she's fine. I originally thought Alan was going to write her out and keep her dead, because you heard the whole thing where Thomas had a very similar situation with Barbara, and because he wrote her back, the darkness was able to take over Barbara and expand the story and still continue on. So I thought maybe Alan was going to say, you know what, in order to stop the darkness from taking over everything, unfortunately Alice has to stay dead. But that's not what happened. She came back. Alan was nowhere to be found, so I guess he was in the heart of the darkness or whatever. And that last line that he mentions, where he says it's not a lake, it's an ocean, that last word, it sounds like he has the presence of the darkness. So first of all, I don't even understand what that whole "it's not a lake, it's an ocean" thing can even mean. There's this whole thing earlier on. I believe Zane makes a reference to an ocean. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I kind of want to look into that now and see what he says and see what sort of connection there is. Maybe it's indicating that Alan knows that this darkness presence isn't just in the lake, that maybe it extends further. I don't know. I know also the question of what the deal with Mr. Scratch is. I know, spoiler alert, that the Mr. Scratch plays an integral role in American Nightmare, the DLC only game. And that's actually a small game. It has a narrative, it has a storyline. It's not just action pieces, but I know it's not as the narrative isn't as integrated as it was in this game, but I know it still does continue the story. I know the DLC kind of picks up where it left off, but I think the DLC doesn't answer a lot of questions. Of course I'll find out soon, but I know it's supposed to pick up where it left off, kind of give an explanation for things, but then kind of still leave it in a vague mess. This is just what I know from reading reviews from the game back when it came out. I was kind of reading up on it and hearing secondhand from a couple of people who have played the game and just hearing some of the conversations that they had. But wow, boy. And I guess this is going to lead the question too, as far as the DLC is concerned. If it does answer some questions, is that fair to the people who just got the game and didn't get the DLC? For people who bought the PC version, they get both. But for the Xbox version, it feels kind of a little bit of a cop-out. DLC is kind of cool because it allows you to expand upon the stories. I've talked about this with a friend of mine, but I feel DLC is best when you have side stories. and you don't necessarily need to have the story continued for extra money, and, you know, kind of leave you on a cliffhanger and then say, if you want the rest of the story, get the DLC. But at the same time, I feel like DLC will allow you to create side stories that are kind of like what ifs or stuff like that. Those are usually the best. Not necessarily what ifs, but just side stories that aren't integral to the main story. So you could just play the core games and not, you know, miss out if you know, on the main story. But jeez, wow, what an ending. I can't wait to see what happens in the next one, in the next DLCs and the DLC game American Nightmare. I'm still trying to make the choice whether or not I'm just gonna jump into the 2 DLC episodes. I might as well. I don't think they're supposed to be that long, because I really want to know what's up. But wow, I had to just get my thoughts out there on that whole thing. I mean, what's up with Alice? You know, why is she alone? Where is Alan exactly? Why are the people alive? Why did it go backwards but then go forwards a few days? I mean, is it supposed to say that Alan wrote himself out of the story? Is that what's supposed to have occurred? That she fell into the water, he wrote himself out of the story, and she somehow got back out, even though he's not in the story anymore? Because instead of writing... Maybe that's what happened. Instead of writing Alice back, he wrote himself out. But that still doesn't make a lot of sense. I still need to know what's going on. A lot of theories going around in my head. But yeah, there you go. The Alan Wake, the core game, is complete. That is a game I'm checking off on my backlog. It's with an asterisk, of course, because I still have those DLC to go through, and then I'll have the other game, American Nightmare, to go through. Wow, such a great game. It really was. I loved the blend of narration and how it became integral to the game. I love the surrealness of it. I loved how things broke apart, and, you know, when the action started getting going and you had all those tools at your disposal, you know, they were really fun. It was kind of annoying at first because it's one of those situations where they gave you the tools but they didn't give you everything, and they kept easing you into the action and kind of letting you get used to that part of it, and then throwing another thing into the mix to mix things up, and then you got to get used to that, and they threw another thing in, you got to get used to that. But they did it at a very slow, deliberate pace. And that final chapter where you're just running through, I think that was a lot of fun, because I think every single element that the game had was thrown in there at least a couple times. You know, the barrels, the hanging electrical wires, things being thrown at you, the birds, all the different enemy types, all the different weapons, everything, the vehicles, everything was thrown in there, and I think it worked out pretty well. It's such a great game. I'm glad I got to play it finally, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you haven't gotten a chance to play it yourself, I still I still urge you to go ahead and play it. It's still a very fun game. It's still very exciting. This is a very, very interesting, experiment in how a story can be so tied closely with a game. You don't see that a lot, and I really, really enjoyed how it all flowed together. So, thank you for taking me on, joining me on this journey through Alan Wake. It's not quite over yet, but the core of it is, and I'm so excited about that, and thank you for letting me to just ramble on these last few minutes, because I just needed to get my thoughts out there, because that was so... Sorry, I have some hiccups. That was so interesting and leaves a lot of questions, and I really, really hope that they get answered. I don't want to be hanging here. I know one of my friends specifically, she knows what I'm talking about, had a lot of issues with it as well. So I hope it goes well. So thank you for letting me waste your time. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again you'll see me again when I continue Alan Wake and start the next game.